During a highly charged rally in Ohio, former President Donald Trump was delivering a fiery speech to a crowd of supporters when an unexpected voice cut through the noise. From the back of the venue, a disabled veteran named Michael Rivers, seated in a wheelchair and draped in an American flag, raised his voice and challenged Trump directly. "Mr. Trump, I fought for this country and lost both my legs. Why are you dividing the nation I nearly died protecting?" The crowd fell into a stunned silence. For a moment, even Trump looked caught off guard. Cameras zoomed in as Trump paused, scanning the audience for the voice. Instead of brushing the veteran off, Trump walked down from the podium and approached Michael. "I respect your service," Trump began, his voice unusually subdued. "But we may have different ideas about what makes America great." Michael didn't flinch. "Then maybe it's time America heard more from those who sacrificed for it, not those who only talk about it." The audience erupted into a mix of cheers and gasps. The exchange went viral within minutes, turning Michael into a national symbol of bravery, not just for his service, but for confronting power with unwavering dignity. As the moment unfolded, journalists scrambled to capture every angle while social media exploded with clips of the confrontation. Trump, visibly tense, tried to pivot the exchange into a patriotic appeal. "This man is a hero," he declared to the crowd. "He has every right to speak his mind. That's what makes this country free." But Michael wasn't interested in applause or validation. He leaned forward in his wheelchair, voice steady. "Freedom isn't just about speeches. It's about truth and accountability. And right now, too many veterans like me are being ignored once the cameras are off." The audience was divided. Some began to boo, others stood and applauded the veteran's courage. A few Trump supporters attempted to shout over him, but Michael didn't flinch. He looked Trump straight in the eye. "We gave everything. You owe us more than slogans." For a moment, Trump looked uncertain. He shifted uncomfortably, his usual bravado subdued. "I'll look into what happened with your case," he said quickly, almost as if searching for an exit. But Michael wasn't there for promises. "It's not about my case," he replied sharply. "It's about every veteran who comes home broken and gets lost in the system. I don't need a phone call. I need a leader." The crowd was dead silent again. Only the soft hum of distant cameras and murmurs could be heard. Trump gave a nod and returned to the stage, visibly rattled. He stumbled through the remainder of his speech, unable to recover the same fire. The clip aired across every major network that evening. Pundits debated its impact, but one thing was clear. Michael Rivers had cut through the noise with the raw power of lived truth. By morning, hashtags like #VeteranVoice, #MichaelRivers, and #TruthToPower were trending worldwide. Within days, Michael was invited to speak on national platforms, not as a critic or a protester, but as a voice for forgotten heroes. His confrontation with Trump sparked a broader conversation about veteran care, truth in politics, and what patriotism really looks like. And though he rolled into that rally alone, Michael left it having lit a fire that no one, not even Trump, could ignore. In the days that followed, Michael Rivers became a symbol far beyond the rally. His words echoing in every newsroom, debate panel, and online forum. Invitations poured in from news shows, podcasts, and even congressional offices. He appeared on CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News, each time repeating a simple but powerful message. Supporting troops isn't about standing ovations. It's about standing with us after the battle. Trump's campaign team tried to regain control of the narrative. They issued a statement claiming the former president deeply respects all veterans and had a meaningful exchange with Rivers. But the public wasn't buying it. Commentators pointed out Trump's uneasy body language, the forced pivot in his speech, and his failure to address any concrete policies for veterans. Some loyal supporters accused Michael of being a plant or tool of the left, but millions of Americans, veterans, families, and ordinary citizens saw something else: courage, clarity, and conscience. Veterans organizations began to rally around Michael. The Disabled American Veterans Association formally endorsed his message, and within a week, A new bipartisan movement began to form, Vets for Truth. Michael, though hesitant about becoming a political figure, agreed to lead it, not for fame but because he felt obligated. "If I don't use this moment," he said during an interview, "then every fallen soldier I served with will remain unheard. I owe it to them." At a massive march in Washington, D.C., Michael delivered a speech in front of thousands, many of them veterans in wheelchairs, missing limbs, or wearing medals over tattered uniforms. Standing before the Lincoln Memorial, he declared, "We didn't risk our lives for red or blue. We fought for every American. And we deserve leaders who fight for us, not just with words but with action." Trump, now back on the campaign trail, faced pressure to directly address veteran affairs in detail, something he had largely avoided. Reporters pressed him, "What will you do for veterans like Michael Rivers?" His responses felt hollow compared to Michael's unshakable authenticity. Whispers began to circulate in political circles. Could Michael run for office? When asked, he smiled humbly and replied, "I didn't come here to be a politician. I came to remind them all what honor really looks like." But as momentum grew and crowds continued to chant his name at rallies not just for veterans, but for truth and justice, one thing became clear. Michael Rivers didn't just challenge Trump. He awakened a movement. One that wasn't about left or right, but about accountability, sacrifice, and the moral obligation to never leave a soldier or a nation behind.